Hello YouTube world, Mack Daddy 191181 here with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Earlier this week I uploaded a video on the contents of my small assault pack, and I am going to do a video here today with my large Alice backpack and the contents therein, but I thought maybe more important than just what you carry in your backpack is what you have on your person to survive and to fight with without any of your gear. Okay, a year or two ago I did a video, Sustain, Fight, Survive. Okay, it was the title of the video. Basically I laid out what you would have on your person if you were fully geared up. You had your backpack, your load-bearing equipment, your vest or your Alice web gear, whatever the case may be, and then what you would have in your clothing. But I didn't actually take all the contents of the pockets and pouches out on the clothing, so I thought as a part 2 video, a contents video, that I would do the clothing alone. Now I've got the old style woodland camouflage BDUs. I prefer them over the more modern gear. Number one, they look better to me, and number two, I just think they're laid out a little bit better. Without further ado, we will get her done, get started with the video. This is the BDU pants. I don't carry a lot in the BDU pants for the simple fact that I don't want the pouches flopping around as I'm running through the woods and so forth. But there are a couple of critical items that you need to have on your person. First one, of course, is a first aid kit. Now this is not a well-apportioned first aid kit. This is for bee stings and minor cuts and so forth. But it does have a bandage in it. Now I'm not going to go into the details in it, but it is fully apportioned. It has pain medication, antibiotic, ointment, and so forth. You definitely need a first aid kit on your person if you have to drop your ruck, if you have to drop all your load-bearing equipment and get rid of it in order to make an escape, or you were captured as a POW and maybe they allowed you to keep certain items, which more than likely that will be one of the items they steal and take. But if you have to run for it, you definitely want a first aid kit. Cordage. This is bootlaces that have broken and other cords that I've picked up. Cordage. You can make a tourniquet, you can make shelter, and so forth. You definitely want to have some type of cordage on your person. I keep it in the left thigh pouch on my pants. Alright, put those two items back up, button it back up. Left hand pocket is empty. Right hand pocket. Got my Gerber multi-tool. Let me see, this is the Gerber suspension. I really don't like it as much as I like my Leatherman, but I carry my Leatherman Wave every day. Use it every day. And it's roughly the same size as this suspension. It's a much better tool, but this still is a fairly tough tool. You know, you've got your different blades and your screwdrivers and all that good stuff. Definitely want to have a way of making shelter, cutting wood, and so forth. Now, of course, this will not replace a good combat knife like a K-bar and so forth for chopping and so forth. But if all else fails, you've got the backup. Okay, I've used a little tiny saw blade that this thing has. You see if I can get it out of there. It is absolutely tiny. It is for small sticks and so forth. For notching out small sticks, it would work okay. But as far as cutting, serious cutting, you can forget that crap. That is the right top pocket. Camouflage makeup. This is the real deal military camouflage makeup tube. You'll take the cap off each end and you push it through with your finger, sort of like a woman does with her lipstick, except you actually push it versus having a little wheel to turn at the end like on chapstick or lipstick. And that's pretty much all I carry in the pants. Like I said, I just don't want a lot of weight on my leg. The right hip is going to be taking up the right leg by the handgun anyway, so pretty much all I'm going to carry will be in the left side, on the left side. That does the pants. Of course, a belt. This is one of my oldie goldies, but it's still serviceable. You can make a tourniquet out of it. Maybe even, you know, use it for other purposes. But anywho, we'll go on and get started with the jacket, because the primary way I carry my survival gear and so forth, navigation, will all be contained inside the BDU jacket. Top right hand pocket. Let's start with it. The first item up, some mechanical earplugs as well as some soft foam earplugs. Artillery is very loud. Gunfire is very loud, especially in confined spaces. You do not want to destroy your hearing, okay? Stealth, your enemy's trying to sneak up on you, you want to be able to hear them, okay? You want to be able to hear commands, and you can, if you can pop these babies in as the gunfight starts, maybe you can preserve your hearing, okay? But these are mechanical issue type that the military uses, okay? When there's no gunfire, no loud sonic wave, you can pretty much hear just like you can without earplugs. And when there's a loud pop or crack or bang, they'll close the sonic wave off of it, will actually close it, and it will protect your hearing. You've got to have earplugs, ladies and gentlemen. Second thing is a compass. This is a Bruton. I've had this thing for over 25 years. It does a reasonably good job. It's not a military lensatic compass. Maybe one of these days I'll buy one of those, but it is corrected for true north for my part of the world, okay? So that's one of the things. And you've got your little tools for helping you navigate built into it. Really good little compass. It's been with me, like I said, for a lot of years. Another thing, in a plastic bag, I have a notebook. I have a map in here. I also have a small Gideon's New Testament Bible. You get your comfort where you can find it, and the good Lord will give you that comfort if you lean on Him when needed, okay? But I think a Holy Bible is an absolute must, okay? But the little notebook, you can leave notes, you can take notes on enemy strength and so forth. Remember, a lot of times you're going to be doing recon, not an active shooter situation. In an emergency without rule of law situation or a natural disaster, you might want to leave a note. So there's paper in here and so forth. That's all in the right top pocket. Let me put all these items back right quick. But yeah, the earplugs, I think, are an absolute must. Okay, especially in urban fighting, where you're in a house or a building, especially with concrete, rock, or stucco walls. The sound reverberating around in there will bust your eardrums, will ruin your hearing. And then the next situation you find yourself in is Mr. Bad Guy's trying to sneak up on your position, and he cuts your freaking throat because you didn't hear him coming. So onward and upward. Bottom right hand pocket, we have an emergency blanket. Okay, remember, this gear may be not only for a military or a combat situation, but maybe for a survival situation, and maybe you have to have some survival shelter or whatever. This is a survival blanket. It can double as a signaling device. It can double as a shelter, an emergency shelter if needed. A bug sting snake bite kit. I don't know how well this would work if you were actually bit by a rattlesnake or something, but I can tell you one damn thing, it'll put a hell of a hickey on you. It works really good. All you gotta do is, wherever the sting or bite is, if you can get the stinger out, do so. Lick around the edge of this thing, pop it on your body, and it will steady suck the poison right out. Okay, you can see it's opening out, but it's sucking right now, and it'll leave a hickey, a red mark on your person. And then it's got a little instruction book in here. It's got some whatever the hell. Anyway, some stuff to help with the bite. Got one of those. I've had it for years. Got a tin with some char cloth that Scout and I made. It's sealed up with electrical tape to keep water out. More string. More string. Always got string. Always got rope. There's 1,001 uses, and I carry a lot of it. Maybe too much. Maybe I've got so much redundant capability it's ridiculous, but I'd rather have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. There, 10-4 Roger. Onward and upward. Top left-hand pocket. Let's work on it next. And just as important as to being able to navigate is to be able to see clearly. I have a pair of El Cheapo Tascos that are actually very good little binoculars, little mini binoculars. This is their 12 by 25 fully coated optics. The model number is 178B as in boy, C as in Charlie, R as in Romeo. So that would be the 178 BCR. But these work really well. If you are in a combat situation, seeing the enemy and his numbers and strength is a good thing. And in conjunction with your pad, you can record those numbers. And in a survival situation, being able to see the enemy is just as important, so you can work your way around them and make your escape. And I've got them in the wrong way. Let's put them in there the correct way. I kept the little pouch that they came in. It's got sort of a foam lining, so it sort of protects it a little bit. That always stays in my top left-hand pocket. Always. Good zebra ink pen. These suckers work really well. A pencil with an eraser also works really, really well. A survival whistle. And I've got some stuff, because this one's actually got the little BB, or the little P in it. And I've got some cotton shoved down in there so it doesn't rattle and so forth. But it's not only an emergency whistle, but it has a illuminated compass on it. Inside of it, you've got a little signal mirror. And inside that, I've got some lint and some waterproof emergency matches down in there. So it's a multi-use. On the outside, you have a little striker, so you can strike your matches and get them going and get you a fire. And that is the whoop. No, I had an extra earplug in there. Man, that damn thing is filthy. There's no telling how long it's been in there. But anywho, let's put the contents of this baby back up. The little orange and white roach sticking out. Get down in there, you bastard, before I have to smack you around. Put the ink pen and a pencil back. This would not want to go off without this stuff loaded into my pockets. Therefore, I'm going to take the time, even though I'm recording this, and go ahead and put all the contents back in their proper places so that I know where it's at. By feel, by just knowing, you know, used this stuff so many years, I know pretty much where everything is at without having to hunt for it. Bottom left-hand bellows pocket. Let's see what we got in here. Got a comprehensive fire starter kit in a Sucrets tin that Scout helped me develop. We've got a very inexpensive, let me see if I can get this damn thing out of here. Got paper in there to keep it from rattling. So UST Survival Fire Striker, and this thing looks rough, boy howdy. But you can make it sucker spark, and it does fairly decent. It's not 100%. I really need to get a better ferro rod, but that's one of my ferro rods, and it does fair. We have some flint in here for striking sparks, making sparks. We have in the bottom, we have some char cloth, and We've got some paper and so forth that I stuck in there in order to shut the damn thing up, because I was walking along last year, and I mean, every time I took a step, you hear this little click. And the click was all the contents rattling around in there, and that's just not good, okay? That's something you want to do. You want to, every item that I've shown you, you know, you got to do the shake test on it to make sure that it's not going to make a hell of a lot of racket. Next item, and I need to take this out. This I bought at Wally World. It's a little tiny survival tool made by UST. The moment I opened it up, okay, it's supposed to have a compass right here. The moment I opened it up, that little compass fell out, and of course, I'm standing near the damn air conditioner vent and went right straight down into the damn vent. Never have seen it since. But anywho, it's got a little magnifying glass, and it's got all these little, it's got a little knife blade, little tiny serrated edge, a screwdriver end, all kinds of little things. It's made out of stainless steel. I'm carrying it. I've been wanting to test it and have not done so because the damn compass fell out of that. Pissed me the hell off. But I was wanting to do it as an inexpensive alternative survival tool. You can measure with. There's all kinds of little things it's supposed to be able to do. But I was not impressed with it at all that first time. It has a little tiny screwdriver that you can pop out and use. I don't know how well the camera can see that, but it's very cheap. I thought, well, what the hell, I'll buy it and see how it works. And like I said, I was very disappointed. Weatherproof matches, an extra match cover so I can use it to strike it with it, and of course the ever-present toilet paper, because I'm not going in the woods and using anything to wipe my butt that man did not make. Because I'm not winding up with some kind of something that will put me in a hospital in best case scenario. Alright, and finally, because it's been winter, got my Carhartt hoodie, or my little hood on in this pouch. Of course, in the summertime I probably would not have that, but I would have a long sleeve shirt, because you never can tell. Alright, when you will get chilled or cold, you get sick, you need to be warm. So those are the items in the jacket and the pants. Alright, so if I have to ditch my gear, I'm going to hope and pray I got enough time to get my K-bar off, or my tomahawk, or maybe even my machete. But if all else fails, I have to ditch it like that and run for it. Maybe I'm captured, okay? And they don't have time to search me like they should, and I'm able to make an escape. All right, this will give me the ability to survive, to navigate, to see them before they see me. Hopefully, able to move around them, whatever the case may be. But that's what I carry in my my gear now. I bought this little Coghlan's wire saw. I think I'll go get that and show you guys. And I'll tell you why. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's the little Coghlan's wire saw that I purchased. And yeah, the light, you can see it reflected there. And it's very aggressive. The first thing I'll tell you is they come with stupid aluminum rings for these damn things. First thing you do is take that aluminum off, throw it away. It ain't worth the shit. Get you some steel rings, key rings, okay? Some heavy duty steel key rings. The bigger the better. Take a small stick you put in each end of this thing, and you can cut the hell out of something quick in a hurry. In a combat situation, this makes one hell of a garrote. You can rip somebody's friggin' head off in no time flat. But I was out testing this thing, and the first thing that happened is it stretched those damn rings out, and it just, I mean, it was a piece of crap. But man, that is a cutting son of a bitch right there. Now, why do I have this, and why do I want to talk about this? You can take this thing, minus the rings or with the rings. You can take the stitching apart on your pants, or cut you a tiny hole in there. You can run this thing through your pants, in your waist, and you have a survival tool right there. You and a partner, if there's two of you, one on one side of this thing pulling, one on the other side pulling, like I said, with the sticks through the key rings, And this is a cutting son of a gun. I could not believe it did as well. I may just go ahead and do a review video of this thing right off the bat. That is worth every penny right there. But that is one of the things right there. Even if you are captured, even if they think they got all your gear, you can have this thing sewed up in the waistband of your pants. They'll never find it. Unless they use metal detectors, and who in the hell is going to have a metal detector out in the middle of freaking nowhere? Nobody. So, Coghlan's, okay, the same one that makes the Sierra 180 saw that I just rave about because it's such a freaking awesome tool. I'm telling you, this thing right here, will it cut as good as a 180? Not even close. But will it do the damn job over versus this piece of junk? I mean, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got left is your multi-tool. And you got a saw blade that is not even as long as from the tip of your finger to your second knuckle. It's ridiculous. What the hell are you going to cut with that? I mean, it'll do small tasks like notching and so forth and cutting little tiny sticks, but that's it. This thing right here, you can cut through a damn 2 or 3 inch daggum piece of wood with it. Now, it'll take a while, and you'll be tired, no doubt about it, but you can do it. And like I said, you can sew it inside your pants liner, around your waist. They're not going to find it. Needle and thread. That's probably going to be one of the little items I do, and it's made out of stainless steel. I have had it for well, all of last summer. I just never did anything with it, but it works really, really well. But anywho, that is your survival gear that you would carry on your person, okay, in your clothing. Like I said, in case you got to ditch your backpack, you got to ditch your load-bearing gear, your molly, your vest, your whatever the case may be, you still have your survival gear on your person. And if you can, if you have such a long torso or a big waist, so you can carry it around your waist, your knife, that will be even better. But anywho, I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys got something from it. Remember that. Whether you're hunting, whether it's a survival situation or a combat situation, you want a minimum of survival gear on your person at all times. There are items that you might want to add. There are items you might want to subtract. I'll tell you another little thing that the Special Forces use. They make a button compass, okay? And it would sew into the fly of your combat trousers, okay? I need to get one of those. I don't have one yet, but that, or like on the inside of the flap of your pockets, all right, it would be sewn in right in here. And so you could, or even, you know, somewhere else like that, maybe on your jacket, okay? But that will be a way to navigate. It will be very coarse, very crude, but it would get you in the general direction, okay? For instance, today is solid total overcast. If I had to run for it and I wasn't familiar with this area, I wouldn't know where the sun's going to set, and I wouldn't know where the sun came up at, so I wouldn't know which way was east and west. And without knowing that, you don't have a basic idea. That little button compass might save your life if they take everything else that you had, that and a saw and maybe a piece of flint rock in your pocket. But anywho, this is Mack Daddy 1911A1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, got something from the video. Any suggestions would be helpful. I appreciate it. Okay. Campfire Trickery the other day said I needed to upgrade my fire starting capability. I totally agree, sir. And after watching some of your videos, I've got some really good ideas on how to do that. But it has to be small. It has to be easily portable, and I need to have it on my person all the time if I'm out away from the house, you know, in a combat situations, in a survival situation. If for some reason I'm going to go out and I'm not going to have my camouflage on, I'll take everything out of the pockets on this and put in one of my new, more civilian looking BDUs. But regardless, y'all take care. Mack Daddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalists. Signing off.